Welcome to Comments Podcast, the show where we discuss a variety of topics with your host, Nina. In the UK, the lockdown had a major impact upon the 40% reduction in the number of teenage deaths. Knife crime fell dramatically, and for the first time in years, there has been a serious reduction in youth violence. However, with the lifting of restrictions in recent weeks, there has been an exponential increase in knife crime or shootings. Lockdown just placed a lid on the problem rather than provide a long-term reduction. Youth violence has definitely not disappeared and is rearing its ugly head again, faster than predicted. News headlines are emblazoned with gruesome details of knife stabbings on a daily basis outside schools and in parks. Social media has been apportioned a lot of blame in the escalation of feuds. It has become the Wild West of rival gangs of youths transferring their grudges or orchestrating attacks onto social media platforms. Of course, online feuds have not remained on the social media platforms, but are now spilling over into the streets. Video clips of brutal fights are being uploaded as badges of honour. The public too has become accustomed to hearing news of the latest young person's death. Youth services and youth centres are needed more than ever before to offer young people a safe haven to congregate and socialise, especially young people from dysfunctional families who during their formative years would benefit from mentoring by adults who can redirect them away from street crime, gangs, and provide a different perspective for the future. Of course, closure of youth clubs in the last decade due to austerity budget constraints has severely decreased access to youth centres in many areas in the UK. However, everyone recognises how crucial youth clubs, boxing gyms and similar centres are for young people who may not see a future for themselves and are very vulnerable to be preyed on by gangs. Unfortunately, a growing number of young people are indifferent about carrying a knife. Stop and search powers exercised by the police does not seem to be an effective deterrent to prevent young people carrying a knife, many justifying they carry it for their own protection. However, COVID affected too the mental health and overall well-being of many young people, and there is a time delay for them to access immediate mental health support. The knock-on effect has seen an increase of vulnerable young people, some who will probably withdraw from the education system prematurely, becoming permanently excluded from schools and perhaps even transferred to pupil referral units. Unfortunately, pupil referral units have a reputation for providing a pool of young, vulnerable people, teenagers, who are lured into county line crime gangs and get caught in a circle of crime from a young age. Hence, there is a direct correlation between young people being excluded from mainstream education and getting caught up in the web of youth offending. Now more than ever, additional support is required to help young people with their overall well-being and also meet their educational needs. Struggling young people require extra support and additional safeguarding measures for their welfare rather than automatically being excluded from schools and the education system. London's Mayor Sadiq Khan has resolved to tackle the serious spiral in youth violence in the city. Youth crime in the city is becoming a major issue as children as young as 7 are discovered brandishing a kitchen knife, as in a school in Croydon recently. Only a few years ago this would have been an unthinkable act, but now the realization is dawning that this is now the new normal. But do we really want to accept this as the new normal? No longer are we surprised to hear of another young boy stabbed at an altercation after school. More and more feuds between rival youths involve the use of a knife. It is an urgent matter that needs to be redressed through partnership of police, schools, communities, councils and other agencies to press the brakes on youth crime and prevent its escalation. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. You can subscribe to the Comments podcast via iTunes, Spotify, and other major podcast providers.